We live in the mountains. The worst we ever get is terrible snow.
We can do snow for days. Everybody knows what to do when a snowstorm comes. Nobody knew what this was going to be.
We knew that Helene was coming, but we didn't realize that there was another storm ahead of the hurricane. It had rained for 2 or 3 days before the hurricane came, which really saturated the ground. It already rose the creeks and rivers.
I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, like I've never felt my house move like this.
I just heard this massive crack, and one of my neighbor's houses got hit.
We live on a creek, and it floods. But to see it get to our house, and see it in our backyard, and see our car go down the road.
Flooding like this does not happen in the high country.
We just lost all contact.
I was freaking out because I had no idea if my mom was okay, if my grandma was okay, if my pets were okay, if our house was okay, because I couldn't reach them for days. My dad was trapped at a store because he had left that morning, so we didn't see him for 2 days, and then when we did, he was walking down the street with a nail in his foot, and that was terrifying.
No internet, no water, no food. Roads washed away. It's never happened here like that at all.
I mean, it really destroyed people's lives. It will never be the same.
After things started to calm down after Helene, our teachers contacted us to see whether we were safe. And then they also were trying to see if we still wanted to go to NCTC this year.
The North Carolina Theater Conference is a regional play festival. And Mr. Walker and I said, listen, nobody's going to think less of Watauga High Playmakers if we don't go, if we take care of ourselves, if we take care of our community. And they didn't even take a half second. They were like, nope, we're going. We're going. I said, okay.
They were working on a different play before the hurricane. So then everything kind of shifted.
Somebody had a dream that we were going to write our show about Helene and what happened. And we, I think, unanimously decided that that was going to be the topic of our story.
So Helene happens on Friday the 27th. It was about a week later that we decided to make this NCTC entry about Helene, and it was 28 days until NCTC regionals. So we had 4 weeks. In the time that we were writing this, it was still all happening, right? Not everybody had electricity, not everybody had internet, not everybody could get out of their house. The kids that did were speaking for those who couldn't. What they're carrying emotionally, mentally, is unheard of. They're still clearing their property, clearing their grandparents' property. The distribution center at the high school was still open. This was still a place where folks came to shower, charge their phones, and use the internet. Our kids are giving them waters, here you go, and then the person who's receiving the water is crying and just stories tumbling out to our students about their survival. All of that inadvertently fuel their storytelling. This was the very first time we wrote the text for the opening, and it stayed the same. It took us an hour to write the framework that's still up in our theater. Happened in less than an hour.
That's insane.
That's what I'm saying, it just fell out of them. And then we just divided into groups. Okay, you write 3 scenes for the family, you write before, a during, and after. We finished writing it 30 minutes before we performed here at the high school.
off to where you're meant to go. Take a look around. Hold your breath. It's a long way down. Even before we'd come up with Surge, I'd had this like melody in the back of my head for a while that became the like final line of each verse. Hold on tight, it's a long way down.
Our choir teacher helped them refine it, but they created the harmonies themselves. It was insane. It was exactly what we felt about the storm. You know, hold my hand, it's a long way down. Incredible. I just couldn't stop crying. The students decided to use these 4 reporters as the narrators who take us through the timestamp of what happened during Hurricane Helene.
Friday, 7:30 a.m. The Watauga River is angry, beating against its banks again and again.
The water would fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool every 2.74 seconds.
We follow a family of siblings who own a coffee shop.
Board up. Nora, it's not going to be that bad. At most, it's going to be a heavy shower.
And then one sibling is also the mayor of this tiny town.
It's going to be a hell of a storm.
Your coffee, Madam Mayor.
Oh, shut up.
Then we follow a family of Appalachian women tasked by their pastor to go to the church and make sure the sandbags are in place.
You were just like her when you were younger, always trying to swim against the stream.
The third group is the Christmas tree farmers, and that's just so representative of Appalachia.
You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about them trees. That is our money right there.
Oh, stop worrying about them trees. We need to board up the doors and windows.
When Vivian, through all the destruction, she loses her kids.
Sudden? Where'd my baby go?
The front door's open.
And that's very, very scary to her.
Grab my hand! Come on!
That was very real to me because I had no idea if my family was okay during the first 4 days.
This particular ensemble is super intuitive with each other because they're learning to ask, are you okay? Like today. If we add this in, will that be too close to what your family saw or experienced?
The one part that I feel like is accurate to what happened to me in the hurricane, I did not write.
Ivy, honey, sing me something, will you?
Me and my dad were dragging my grandma through the woods, and I decided to sing her all my choir songs to comfort her. So that's similar, but I didn't even write that, and I didn't even tell anyone about that.
I kind of pulled a little bit of myself into it, or at least tried to. That fear that I was feeling whenever we were just hiding in the basement, praying, you know, when is it gonna stop? It's gotta stop soon.
There are a bunch of moments throughout where they're physically trapped in their location, and that was something that I connected with a lot.
Miss Miller has a friend, and the foundation for her house gave out, and she got trapped in the river, and she had to climb a tree to escape and get out of it, and she had to wait in that tree for search and rescue people to come and get her. And if that doesn't sound like sudden journey, then I don't know what does.
I'm sorry. I'm stuck in a tree that I didn't mean.
And I don't think I've ever performed that journey the same ever since hearing that story. I can't stop thinking about her. That's exactly what it feels like, but I'm only acting. I cannot imagine what it would be like to actually go through that. And I just hope every time I get up there that I can do it justice.
At States, we made both of the judges start crying, and I was like,
wow, I didn't know our show could do that.
I'm sitting here like, how is it that you can relive this? And you are a living example of, the support that we need for our students. But you are also the living example of what is good, what is so good. You have shown how the things that we try to teach you to make you good humans is in play right now. And I'm just so excited that you can be a voice for the students of Western North Carolina and show that although we have gone through tragedy, like, there's so much to see in that end of our community that has come together, and it is so strong. And so thank you.
We ended up getting Judge's Choice with a perfect score. This means we're going to SETC next week, which is down in Baltimore.
The North Carolina Theater Conference, they select 2 shows as distinguished plays that go on to the Southeastern Theater Conference. And so we're going to be a really strong North Carolina contingent.
It's insane, and I'm so proud of us for being able to tell our story in a way where people can feel it with us.
Sharing our story is probably the most important part of it, to me. And that opportunity is so great to do it on such a big scale.
I've been really impressed by how they are able to see a big picture of keeping the mountains in people's mind, keeping our recovery efforts in people's mind. And maybe Baltimore will be an opportunity for us to bring it back to conversation.
I remember exactly where I was when it happened.
There's this one scene where the reporters just walk out onto the stage and see all of the destruction following the storm. And it takes me back to the moments after the hurricane where it's like, what do we do now? How do we move on after this?
At the very end of the show, when we're all reconnecting again, I remember seeing everyone again for the first time and just the relief that washed over me knowing that we were all in the same room and that we were all okay.
I have a memory of my entire neighborhood putting on backpacks and taking a hike through the woods to get to Lowe's Foods so that we could get food. We relied on so many people to help us.
I work as a cashier at Food Lion, and we were one of the only grocery stores open for a few days, so I had people pouring in, buying donations for people. It was really powerful to watch in the midst of so many different things happening. Everyone put aside their differences and just go, what do you need?
I'm so excited for the awards tonight. We saw some really good shows, so if we don't get awards, I'm gonna understand.
I've gotten to the point where I don't really care if we win or lose. I'm just glad we were able to share our story.
I felt really good about it. I think it was definitely one of our better performances. And I think that we all felt really, really proud going out of it, just of how far we've come since the beginning, and none of us ever expected to come this far.
I think it's going to help prepare them for their next chapters in their lives, and I think they're going to look back at this and always remember what a special group this was.
Outstanding Ensemble, Surge by Watauga High
School. I've always been trying to look for ways that I can turn dark moments into something light, and I feel like this show is one of those lights that I've looked for, and one of those ways that I can turn something tragic into something beautiful.
I'm never gonna forget this. How can you not sit in the presence of that without immense gratitude and pride in your students' willingness to be on this journey? They're gonna maybe get in one other show this year, but Surge is gonna define them as a group. They, every time, see it as an opportunity to remind people, like, the beauty of the world is in humans holding each other's hands.
Playmate
Troublemakers, are you ready?